Hello, everyone. It's Sonia McDonald here, and thank you so much for joining me and watching me today on my Leadership Live. I thought I'd jump on today because it's been Easter, and I hope you all had a wonderful time with family and friends during Easter. And I thought I'd talk about hope. And I get a lot of questions about hope and courage and kindness and compassion. And as you know, like many of you, is this year it is about that reconnection. It's about hope. It's about new beginnings. And I thought I'd jump on and talk to many of you today around hope and hope-centered leadership and elements and tips around it. So I recently posted via the LinkedIn blog post. I've got one called it's a newsletter called Your Leadership Coach. I actually posted this. It's also on my website, soniamcdonald.com.au. You'll see the links there. And I wanted to focus on hope today because hope is so important. It's pivotal in leadership. And hope is an optimistic state of mind that's based on expectation of positive outcomes to respect to events and circumstances in one's life and the world at large. I think hope is important because it helps us with that positive mindset. I always say attention goes, energy flows. And if your attention is on hope, I think it could make a huge difference for us as leaders. And remember, leadership isn't a role or title. Leadership's an attitude. It's a mindset. So I want you to think about how you can be a hope-centered leader. And I wanted to give you some tips because if we think about hope, we need hope in leadership more than ever. Hope has always been involved in the leadership process. Sometimes we haven't noticed it, but it's absolutely been there. There's lots of great leaders out there that I believe. Yes, I agree. Leadership and hope are so closely connected. And if you think about, I've been doing all this research for my next book I'm writing around leadership, around leaders like Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King and all these leaders that really, Jacinda Ardern, that have really embraced optimism and hope, and how it's really helped people, help them with that vision, help them to see a positive future. So today I wanted to talk about that. What can we do? Because hope is the very cornerstone of leadership. Remember, leadership isn't a role or title. It's an attitude. It's an action. It's our mindset. So how can we have a leadership and hope mindset? Okay, here are some 7 key elements. So you must forgive me. I'm going to read because I couldn't memorize all of them. One is inspiring and creating and communicating a vision, one of hope. So again, this is in my blog if you also would love to have a look at it later on. A leader's primary purpose is to establish a course of direction and a wisdom and a vision for the future. Warren Bennis, who I really love as an author, leaders all share one key characteristic: a strong devotion to an idea and a determined purpose. And that's really interesting around purpose, because for me, purpose is about my why. It keeps me looking forward. It keeps me moving forward. It keeps me courageous. It keeps me hopeful. When I think about our purpose is to build and create a world of great and courageous leaders and leadership and humans, because we believe that great humans make great leaders and great leaders make great humans. That gives me hope. That keeps me going, keeps my team going. So I think that's really important, communicating that vision and one of hope, right? So maintaining a vision as well as attaining small successes are essential to building hope in an organization. So don't remember to celebrate those small successes, okay? Hey, I have to admit, sometimes I'm not the best at that around the small successes, and I'm getting much better at it with the team. But it's really important that you have those milestones, right? That you're not moving on to the next thing. Also, number 2 is building a sense of possibility. So leadership always starts within, and this is why I believe that seeing that in a leader, that leadership, that building that character, seeing that in yourself, that you are a leader. A leader's central responsibility when striving for a hope-centered strategy is to ascertain why the desired outcome is a possibility, not always guaranteed, right? This outlook of potential may be based on our leaders' own capabilities, external forces. However, it's really important that we indicate a an optimistic future, okay? I think that's really important. The next one is setting goals or setting intentions. I talk about setting goals and intentions. So goals are also the foundation for building hope. So again, I think it's really important that you think about purposeful goals. We build our goals based on our values. So, for instance, our values are wisdom, our values are kindness, empowerment, courage. So, all our goals for our organization are based on how we can deliver the best programs, books, awards based on our values. So, that's really important to us, and setting goals to be able to deliver that. And again, small successes along the way. And let me just say, we don't achieve all our goals, and we're okay with that. And we learn a lot from our stuff ups and mistakes, but it keeps us with a growth mindset. It keeps us moving forward. One of the goals, and I just mentioned that just now, is our Outstanding Leadership Awards, because that was a huge, we call that a BHAG, right? A big, hairy, or huge goal, big, huge autistic. I can't remember what he talks about. It's based on, I forgot the guy's name, the Rockefeller habits, right? And BHAG goals. And anyway, we had our leadership awards, which was a huge goal of ours in 2019. And again, please nominate these awards. If we're talking about hope now, and this is a huge goal for us, and we're on to our third year now of the awards, we wanted to build a platform to give the world hope, to showcase and recognize and also celebrate leaders who are out there being great, are kind of like the unsung heroes, and those teams and organizations and leaders that would give hope to our generations of today and tomorrow. That was why we did our awards. That's why we're in our third year. This is why we're going global with those. So when I talk about a goal, that was a huge one. Can I tell you, COVID really did. That was navigating that. That was a bit of a bumpy goal there, but we did it. And if you want to judge or partner or nominate, please check out the Outstanding Leadership Awards. We'd love you to be involved because they're all about hope. Next is number 4, establishing relationships that provide energy. Okay, so William Lynch asserts that hope lies within us, but can be encouraged to hope by external sources. By creating strong, compassionate relationships is a key to developing and sustaining and strengthening hope. I highly recommend, this is why I'm all about connection. This is all why we jump on here today, is that we want to create hope by connecting, by being cheerleaders to each other, by lifting each other up. I think that's really, really important. So if you really want to have great hope, please establish strong connections. Also, because hope is contagious. Remember that, hope is contagious. Also, generate multiple pathways. Now, there's a leading figure in a study of hope. His name is Charles Snyder. He sees hope as a combination of agency and pathways. So having multiple pathways to success increases the chances of accomplishing the envisioned future and enables leaders to give their teams numerous options that will amplify the sense of possibility that helps sustain growth and reach the desired goal. So those with a high hope mentality excel at finding alternative routes. So true. And I'm going to bring up the awards again. Again, COVID really did impact our awards, but we were able to navigate that, and we were able to find alternatives to make that happen because we stayed focused on the vision, our purpose, and our hope that we could make it happen. Also, develop strategic patience. So hope in Latin shares the same root for waiting for. So it's about, I think it is about being patient. It's about being excited about your vision. The brain loves vision. I think it's staying focused and also continuing the hope that your goals will be reached in due time. So again, as I mentioned, we started our leadership awards in 2019. And we had to be very patient, and they're growing day by day. So it's really important when it comes to hope. And finally, make hope, courage, and kindness your compass. Now, when I published this book, right, first comes courage. I talked about the courage compass, and it's all about courage and kindness and the correlation between kindness and courage and leadership and ROIs for organizations and businesses. So absolutely, there's a great correlation between kindness and hope as leaders. Anyway, as Dalai Lama said, love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. So I think that's really important. So some tips around, let's explore some tips around how you can be a hope-centered leader and how you can embed hope into your organization. First, create a compelling vision. Okay, so what's your vision? Create that. Communicate it effectively. Definitely communication, being positive, optimistic is important. I love Simon Sinek's work around optimism and leadership as well. So make sure that you embrace the work he does. Celebrate successes. It helps you again with that hopeful and optimistic culture within your team. Resilience. Leading with hope requires resilience. So that's why I think it's around being willing to adapt and change courses needed to achieve your goals, staying on course, grit, being persevering, again, staying focused on the vision, right? I think it's really important. Leading by example. You should model the behavior and attitudes that you want to see in your team. And this includes being positive, optimistic, and resilient in the face of challenges. I think it's also I'm very much around integrity and leading by example. And I think sometimes, with hope, it's about being vulnerable and going, you know what, I'm really hopeful, I'm really positive, I'm really optimistic, but I know there's going to be times where we're all human beings, that it's okay if things don't work out, or there's days where you're kind of sailing the ship and you're like, okay, I don't know if I can navigate the sea, but I'm hopeful. But it's okay to go at times, I don't know, or I don't have the answer, or I need your help. Okay, I think that's really important. So leading with hope is essential for aspiring and motivating your team. It involves creating compelling vision for the future, communicating it, celebrating successes, that resilience, and leading by example. There's so much more in terms of leading with hope and optimism. If you'd love to know more about this space, please reach out to us. We are so passionate about this. One of our values is wisdom, and without any expectations, if you reach out to us and you'd like to know more about the whole world of leadership and courage and hope, please reach out to the team at Leadership HQ. We've just launched the most amazing Women in Leadership program online. It is brilliant. Check out my books on my website on leadership, confidence and courage. They're amazing. Nominate in our leadership awards. Get involved, because they are all about hope. Because, I was reading something the other day that the generations coming up are generation stress. And I've got a beautiful young adult, and she is amazing. She's now 21. She's my daughter, and I see that she's been brought up in her world has, even though she's very worldly, and I meet all these great young adults and teenagers and our future generations, they've grown up in a world very different to, say, for instance, myself, Generation X, and they've been exposed to different things that I was never exposed to, or many of us weren't exposed to when we were younger. And I have real compassion for them and real excitement and courage for them, because they are going to be our future leaders, but they do need hope. And it starts with us. I think that if we can lead by example, if we can give them the courage and kindness and hope and optimism that they need, I think we're going to be able to help them create a better world, right? And that's my purpose. That's our focus here at Leadership HQ, is to build our generations of today and tomorrow to be great leaders, be great humans that lead with hope and compassion and kindness and courage, right? So reach out to us at Leadership HQ if there's anything we can do to help, or I can do to help. Learn more about our awards, my books, our Outstanding Women in Leadership program. We've also got some great free masterclasses and public events happening. So check out the link there on the Leadership HQ site. And you know what? You've got this. We've all got this. I've got so much hope for us together. If together we can build a world of great leaders and leadership, and it's up to us, because leaders are teachers, leaders are learners, and it's up to us to lead our future generations and our generations of today and tomorrow, so they can see and be the hope that they want to see. So thank you so much for watching today.